Mike's already dead.
Mike's dead.
No, I think he's alive. He looks alive.
Yeah, Mike back there is alive, but Mike here is dead. So tonight we're going to talk like this.
We can hear you.
You know, you had to press the on button. Good job.
Okay, apparently I'm not as mechanically inclined as I thought I was. But anyways, welcome tonight. This was a grand experiment that kind of was birthed around December timeframe. There's several people that approached me and said, do you do concerts or any other music? And I said, no. It never crossed my mind. So between the, 4 or 5 people, and then God kind of going, yeah, you need to get out there and show people your gift, I decided to throw out a date and request a night to play the piano here, and here I am. So a little background. I actually know the real purpose of this is to show obviously what God has given me. So it's to Him first, to Jesus Christ my Savior first, and then to you as the listener. So enjoy being second tonight. And the gift of music is priceless. It's a language that goes beyond anything that I can say, and as you can tell, I'm not a public speaker because I'm looking at notes all the time. So here we go. The beginning for me, piano, began for me 26 years ago. As a 9-year-old kid, my parents sat me down and said, you will learn the piano. We prayed for this piano for too many years, and now we have it, so you will learn the piano. I said, okay, yes, I will learn to play the piano. And I was given kind of an ultimatum 1 year, and then after that, it's your choice to keep going. So after the first year, still having fun, so I said, cool, let's keep going. First 3 years were great. I got the teacher to play each piece for me, and then I would mimic her the rest of the week. And then after the 3rd year, I had to switch to another teacher, and she was completely different. And that's when the real learning began. I had to learn everything all over again. As a 12-year-old kid, there's a whole lot of stuff going on physically. Went from being a small kid to a tall kid, and then the mind changes during that time, and I had to flip everything around, and I was very frustrated. But I was brought through everything had to be a march to me, even if Für Elise was a march. And Für Elise is actually a very melodic piece. The Olympic hymn was a march. That was the piece that I played for my piano teacher when I was switching to her. And I don't know what was going through her mind, but she was probably thinking, oh wow, what have I got myself into? But she taught me the heart of the piano. In technical accuracy, I was not technically accurate, and actually enjoying the piano. So Mrs. Metcalf was her name. She was a sweet old lady. She's still alive. She's been through a lot. But if she gets to see this video tonight, then I credit her to actually getting me to this spot. Actually, this is only the second concert I've ever done in my life. The first one was when I was a 17-year-old kid. Actually 18, I was 18 years old, 1 month before I joined the military, 17 years ago. And 17 years of traveling around the world, finding out all kinds of stuff about my fingers, what they can go through and still play the piano. Several bicycle accidents, several accidents at work, and they're still all here tonight, so that's pretty cool. Technical ability. The technical ability of the piano, as far as I know, it's the only instrument that has 2 lines of music that need to be read at the same time. You have the bass clef and the treble clef, and most of the time they're going opposite directions. So your hands are going opposite directions, opposite speeds, and it has a combination of reading ability. You have to be able to read, and reading ahead of where you're at. That's something that took a long time to learn. Math, because you have timing. Science, because you have physics, or the stress that you put on your fingers, and then how much your fingers can put up with that. And then psychology, because I already talked about you have to work your way past the mental blocks. They come up with the most inopportune times. Tonight I'm counting on quite a few. So if you see me staring and pouting and kind of looking perturbed, it's because my mind knows what's supposed to happen, but my hands can't quite get there. And memorizing the physical movements of where your fingers need to go. A lot of it is mental. You're just constantly repetition, 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 and being consistent. That's another thing that you have to be either consistently wrong or consistently right. And being in between is very frustrating. And then you have the art of playing the piano. When I started playing the piano, I was mechanically sound. I was a robot. I had no personality whatsoever. So it took the 7 years of being under Mrs. Metcalf to learn the personality that I can put into a piece. Knowing when to slow down, when to speed up, when to get quiet, when to bring it out, and just pound until the keys sound like they're going to fly off the piano. It makes the music come alive. So I hope you can pick up on those things tonight and enjoy this night. So the first piece, I actually going to be doing 9 pieces tonight. They range from about 2 minutes to 10 minutes a piece. I'll try not to warn you about the long ones, and so that you don't fall asleep in the middle. The first piece is called Marche Militaire. It's by Franz Schubert. It's from the mid-1800s. Austria was where Franz Schubert was from. I learned this piece when I was in high school. It's the only piece that I'll be playing tonight from my previous excursion into a concert. It was also one of the first pieces that challenged me to get out of my comfort zone of just going through the motions. Let's see. From the time that I started playing the piano, I talked about how everything had to be loud and fast. This was one of the last pieces where everything was there. I mean, it's loud, it's fast, it's choppy, no matter what. Every staccato beat is there. So it's a perfect storm for when I was in high school. It's a perfect storm again today because it's when I'm starting things out with. So it'll be a trendsetter, I guess you could say. How the rest of the concert will go, well, kind of how this one goes. So enjoy. All right, first one out of the way. Wow. All right. All right. Second piece is a Sonata Number 5 by Franz Joseph Haydn. He is also from Austria, but you go back 100 years to the 1700s. This will be the longest piece I played tonight. It ranges from 8 to 12 minutes, depending on how many mistakes I make. And it is probably the most difficult piece that I can play all the way through right now. It is, I believe this is the first time I've ever played it in public. I've known it since high school, but I keep on coming back to it. Nah, I can't get it. Nah, I can't get it. Nope, not gonna play it. But tonight, here we go. It requires technical skill, speed, and touch. It's about it. The whole thing feels like a sprint because I'm playing as fast as I can. And if you know anything about music, the whole thing is in cut time, and you're 4/4, so everything's 2/4, so you cut everything in half on your counts. So the left hand is all triplets for most of the time, and triplets are they have to be played pretty quickly. So it is repetitious, but very strenuous at the same time. I like this piece because it has patterns, and I can figure out which one's coming next. But I also do not like this piece because I can never play it perfectly. And I'm a perfectionist, I guess. But practice. So tonight we'll continue the practice. So enjoy the 8-minute sprint of Sonata Number 5. Ow. That piano is a lot more challenging to play than my little one at home. I can tell you that much. I got tied up in places I've never been tied up before. I was like, well, where am I? So, anyways, that's what happens when people are around. All right, now we're going to transition from a more classical, we still have the classical sound, but it'll be more modern music that you guys have probably heard in the recent years. This next song is by Michael W. Smith. It's an arrangement of Agnus Dei. I think I pronounced that correctly. I learned this piece around 2006 or 2007, and I never got a full appreciation for it until recently. I'd always tried to play it the way Michael W. Smith would play it instead of putting it the way I would play it. I always struggle in the middle portion, which requires some octave management. In other words, you're pounding away with your left hand with your fingers spread as far apart as possible, and then you got to be accurate, and that's always messing with me. So the rest of my notes are on the other sheet. Hi. So can't remember what else I was going to say, but it wouldn't matter anyways right now. So this will also be, I think, the shortest piece. It's only about a minute to minute and a half or so. So every time I play it, it sure feels a lot longer when I'm up there trying to get through the middle portion. So I'll be right back. So enjoy. also noticed that I'm using music tonight. If you watch The Professionals, they have no music whatsoever, and they're up there just eyes shut, everything. I can only do that on 2 songs, and if I tried that up here tonight, wow, it'd be painful. And I messed up in a place where I've never messed up before because I was thinking, okay, what's the next song? Okay, here we go, we're doing good. Ooh. So I'm glad I had the music girl up there, else I'll still be there trying to figure out where I was. So, all right, next is also, these next 2 pieces are also by Michael W. Smith, but they're from an album called Freedom. In 2001, I think it was. It was an all-instrumental album, no words, just some awesome music. And these 2, or actually, these 2 pieces were my favorite off the album, and I happened to run across the sheet music about 2 or 3 years later, and I learned them, forgot them, learned them again, and forgot them. Now I relearned them. And this first piece is called Carol Ann, and I'm not exactly sure what the story is behind the music, but it has everything. It's got peace, destruction, happiness, sadness, loud, quiet, and it builds and fades and builds and fades, and it's my perfect storm right now. Has everything that I want. I can come on after a crazy day at work and play this piece. If I play it bad, yeah, whatever. But once I get done, it's complete. I'm done. So enjoy. next piece, also by Michael W. Smith, also from the same album, is actually right after the song that I just played. So when I play, I usually don't even break in between this one and the next song. This one's called The Giving. It's a profound piece that I played several times and all over, wherever I've been stationed in the Air Force since 2004, I believe. I've played it in churches for special pieces, and it's one of my favorite pieces to play. Actually, it is my favorite piece to play. I remember the first time that I played it in church, I hammered it. It was awesome. The pianos sounded awesome, and I hit every key. I didn't mess up. I was there the whole time. My mind didn't wander. And when the notes were finished, I mean, my heart was just pounding. I was like, wow. And it was completely silent. Nobody clapped. And I was like, what? Were they in the same room that I was in? And it turned out that nobody wanted to break the silence after the piece was finished. It was just that profound. It's like, really? Okay, I guess they were there. So the potential of playing this to perfection or destroying it, which I've messed up several times, is I get so into it and I forget, oh wait, I need to keep on going. And so the first couple of lines are very, very important in setting the pace. So tonight I plan on setting the pace, setting it right, and not playing it too fast, too slow, too heartfelt, but we'll be there. So enjoy. nothing like a drip coming from the nose to make you concentrate harder. So that was interesting. All right. This next piece, it's a hymn. It's also, I keep on saying this is my favorite piece. This is also one of my favorites. It's called "Great Is Thy Faithfulness." It's rearranged, or this piece is arranged by Chris Rice, who was also put out an album around 2001 of just straight instrumental music, and it was exactly the opposite of the way I played middle school and high school. There's nothing hugely technical about this. It's just simple, flowing, calming, and again, perfect to play after a day that didn't go right. And I can just say, okay, God, you have this. I don't have to worry about this. So enjoy this. realized when I was walking back over there, I was like, I keep on saying enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. The next piece, also a hymn, also arranged by Chris Rice. This one, I keep on saying, this one is another favorite. Come thy fount of every blessing. This is simple but profound. I can play it when I'm mad, sad, happy, tired, energized, indifferent, and the outcome is still the same. Complete satisfaction that I can play a piano piece that expresses that I'm in need of a Savior. This is always one that, if I had a great day, if I had a great bicycle ride to the other side of the island, or if I had a bad day sitting in traffic, wondering why everybody's in such a hurry to get places where they'll never get to, and I can just come and say, here I am. So, here we go. sounds like raindrops coming off of it. All right. Next piece. This is actually the very first song that I learned completely by myself without my piano teacher. When I joined the military, I said that I wasn't going to continue to play the piano, and I didn't touch the piano for 9 months. And that was probably one of the worst decisions I made in my life, because I lost almost probably 3 years of work in those 9 months. And I came back and I tried to play. I got so completely frustrated. I said, okay, let's just start with some new music. So I went to a piece that I had never looked at before and worked my way through it. And first page took about 3 months to figure out, and I worked at it, and it was enough to get me back into playing the piano. And this is an older, well, not an older song by my standards, but for a lot of you, it's a regular song. So it's called Hiding Place. I think it came out in the 70s or early 80s, and it's a simple chorus, but the arrangement of this one is kind of a mixture of Rachmaninoff and Beethoven. So if you know who Rachmaninoff is, he's some crazy Russian guy back in the 1800s, and he wrote music that I look at it and I go into a nervous breakdown, because I'm like, how am my fingers supposed to get there? But Beethoven has got the flowing melody. So this is my version of it. I played it so many times. This is one that I can almost play with my eyes shut, but then I get some interesting notes. But this is one that I can just sit down and play any time of the day, night. Doesn't matter what season it is. If I'm tired of playing Christmas music, I won't play this. So here we go. If you've been keeping count, that was song number 8, so we're on the last song right now, and it's kind of crazy because it doesn't feel like I've been in here very long. Somebody's celebrating, all right. This is As the Deer. This is the next song, As the Deer. It's based off of Psalm 42. This particular arrangement, I learned it about a year after the song that I just played. And I think I learned it when I was living in Alaska. This was way back, 14 years ago, somewhere there. And I would play it in the middle of the winter, and it looked like this most of the time. It was dark from 3 or 4 in the afternoon until 9, 10 o'clock the next morning. So I would turn out all the lights in my dorm room and just play this song over and over and over again. And it was kind of like the cry of my heart. As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs after you. And it was there. I didn't know it till right before I left Alaska, but there's actually people on my hallway that would stand outside my door and listen. And then when the music stopped, they would go running away because they thought I was going to come out the door and ask them what they were doing hanging outside my door. But even back then, there was a lot of people that said, you need to get your gift out there, show people what you can do. And it was so personal to me that at that time, it was not anything that I wanted to show anybody. It was just between me and God. And so that's what's so special about tonight. This is between mostly me and God up here. We're having an awesome time, but it means so much to me to see you guys out there tonight. I had no idea who was going to show up, and I just said, okay, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. And then Mike is doing an awesome job with the lights. I didn't even ask him to really do it. And he came in, he set up the chairs, he called me last night and said, hey, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. I know what I want to do on the piano. That's all I've been worried about. And he said, well, that's good because I got this plan. I was like, okay, run with it. And I walked in, I was like, wow. So thank you, Mike, for doing that. And then there's so many different people here that people that I don't know. There's people that I've seen throughout the week. There's people that I've only seen a couple of times since I got to the island. But thank you for coming here tonight. I'll play one more song and then I'll continue the thank yous. But what are you waving at me for? Hi. Oh, I just embarrassed Stephanie. Sorry. All right. So, As the Deer. I almost forgot what I was playing. Is that everything? standing in the closet, or? I would really like to acknowledge my family. My mom and my dad are here tonight, along with my older sister. Back in early January, or it's probably mid-January, when I kind of said, okay, I'm going to make this a goal to do a piano concert, and then all of a sudden they contacted me and said, yeah, we're coming. I was like, ooh, okay, I guess I need to clean the house now. And then, oh, by the way, your sister's coming. Oh, I guess I'm on the couch then. So it was, and then all this week we've been sick and trying to, I don't know what they brought from the mainland with them, but wow, it knocked me flat for a couple of days. But just this whole night has kind of been overwhelming. I didn't expect to be able to play the way I played, and it was like studying for an exam. Didn't know what to expect, and it was such an awesome time to be up here. I wish I could take the piano with me, but I really like how Yamaha pianos sound, and that's a Yamaha, and every time I see one, it's like draws me to it. But thank you again for coming, and I believe there's some finger food, or whatever they call it, some actual food, some cookies and some lumpia and a couple other things, and just hang out. And thank you again for coming, and hope you had a good time, because I sure did. So, all right.